Hi, Jeff Hicks with Realwired. Welcome to another Indispensable Appraisers podcast. Today we're talking about energy assassins, those things that take away your energy, drop your productivity, and just make for a long day. So what is your energy audit? Meaning where do you start to identify when do you work your best? So doing an energy audit of your day, let's say you do it for a week, you might notice that you have the most energy in the morning. Maybe it's between this time and that time, 8 to 11. And let's say after lunch, you have that post lunch, getting a little tired, you need some cafe con leche, a little espresso, that you then are aware of your energy throughout the day and then allocate the tasks that need to have the high energy or can be, do emails in the afternoon type of thing. So what can take away that energy and what can build it? Well, your physical body is number one, right? If you have energy, it can be organically created by your own body. So exhaust your body will sharpen your mind. So I was part of a contest we did for 30 days. It wasn't like 75 hard. This was more 30 days and had 10 different things. But one of the challenges of the 10 things you had to do, one of which was you had to work out for 45 minutes a day. Doesn't have to be hard, doesn't have to be brutal, but 45 minutes every day. Even on a Sunday at 2 o'clock, find yourself looking at Netflix. Nope, get up, go do 45 minutes, workout, walk, run, play a sport, do karate, do whatever you want to do. But you have to do something. And what you find is, especially if you have somebody to do this contest with, maybe a coworker or spouse, you can keep each other accountable. Like, hey, did you get your 45 in? Right? And it's after a while, it does become habit. After 30 days, you will miss it if on the next day you don't do it, because you realize that really does add energy to your day. Also, what's another thing that's a energy assassin, which really is a time assassin? They take away your time. And I would say vices are number two. Vices would include social media. If I'm looking down at my phone throughout the business day, I'm probably not focused and definitely not productive. If I get home, I've been looking at screens all day at the office. I go home and look at screens and look at Facebook, look at Instagram, whatever your socials are. That might be draining or the reels, and I get stuck 2 hours at home where I didn't do my 45. That is an energy assassin. Other vices include drinking, smoking, gambling. If you're waking up late because you had a little bit of a celebratory night before, that's fun. We're all human. That's great. But you want to be aware that if your vices are physically taking away your energy, which ultimately can take away your productivity. Third is food as fuel. I recommend an 80-20, 80% eat good, eat well, and 20% have some fun. If you're going through a lot of drive-throughs, I call that getting food from the side of buildings. That's a low-hanging fruit that you can reduce or eliminate. Soft drinks, another thing that's very, very unhealthy and one of the low-hanging fruit of just getting rid of it. And maybe if you have that little habit, maybe you pick up iced tea or I don't know. You pick up something else that's less destructive to your body, because your body, again, is where we started. So energy, also number four, an energy assassin could be your thoughts. If they're self-limiting, negative, your mind drives your body. So you want to surround yourself with very productive, optimistic, energetic people, and that will feed into your thoughts. But first you have to be aware. Do you wake up thinking of negative thoughts? Do you think, oh, this is going to be hard, that's going to be hard? Because if you think it's going to be hard, guess what? It's going to be hard. If you think it's easy, it's probably going to be easier, because your brain sets the tone of how you're going to react, and it gives you the allocated energy that you need. Fifth energy assassin is your eyes and ears. You need to protect your eyes and ears because it directly impacts your energy. If you're listening to people that complain chronically, that is going to be an energy killer. Your eyes, you need to protect your eyes. What are you watching? If you're looking at the news every night and just for hours or listening on the radio, typically the news isn't positive. Yes, you want to be aware of what's going on, but you also don't want to just absorb story after story of, how many stories of Ukraine and Israel. And after a while, you really need to figure out what's going on in the world, turn it off. Same thing for social media feeds. If you start to get a lot of politics, exhausting topics that, let's face it, you're not going to change anybody's opinion. You're not going to impact global events. You're not doing yourself any favors, and it's an energy assassin. So the goal of having more energy is to have a better today. We need a bigger future, more fulfillment. But how do we have a better today? We need it with energy. We have to meet what we need to do with productivity, and to have a bigger future, it requires energy. It requires us to be aware of the energy assassins. That are we physically getting the exercise that we need to keep up our energy levels physically, organically, by exhausting the body and sharpening the mind? Food as fuel. Are we eating decent? Are we falling back into habits of just comfort food and things that just really aren't serving us well? And do an audit on our thoughts. Are our thoughts productive? Are they optimistic? Or they tend to be negative and drawing us down, taking away that fuel, our energy, with our own thoughts? And how are we doing with our ears and our eyes? Are we hanging around with great people we want to aspire to? Or are we being impacted by negative, chronic, complaining people? And what are we listening to? What are we watching? Are we watching the news? Are we watching things that really are not in our best interest? So my goal of the energy assassins is for us to have a better today. We have to have a bigger future. And to get that bigger future, we need lots of energy. And I hope that's been helpful. That's it for the pod. You guys have an awesome day. Thank you.